Hello, everyone, and welcome, welcome, welcome. Before I bring my mom in, I want to play our intro before. All right. Hi and welcome to Accra Esports Talk. And this is where we bring in global participation for global personalities in the esports space and come and talk about esports, come and chit chat about esports, and come and do all the stuff about esports. Today we have a wonderful personality on the show. In fact, this is supposed to be part of the Accra Esports experience. I mean, the biggest esports experience in Ghana. We just finished with the tournament, but we just couldn't wait to bring on board all our participants, all our sponsors, all our supporters from across the world to make sure that we give you all the best of every knowledge you need to know. So today we are opening it with the global esports mom. I call her my mom, and she's on, and I'm gonna bring her on screen for everybody to know. Hello. Yes, and welcome, Kim.
I'm excited. This is fun. You are doing such a great job. I am so excited.
Ah, wow. I mean, eh, if I think of how I even got to meet you, is a wonder. It's true games, it's true esports, and I would say that esports or video games is a global language, right?
Yes, 100%.
Okay, Kim, I have some serious questions to ask you, but I want you to introduce yourself to us, who you are, and what have you been doing in the space.
Oh my gosh. Okay. 5 seconds. No, I'm just kidding. I got to meet you through LinkedIn, but I think about 2010. Holy cow, it's been a while. I had the privilege to come on board with an agency in West Hollywood, and they brought me in to work on the hotel and hospitality side of what at that time I didn't know was Call of Duty Black Ops 1. And it was the top 50 press launch for Black Ops 1 before it was actually out to the public. And so we had to do a secret place, and I helped pick it out and I helped build it out. And I was there to support the player, or I should say, press hospitality, and created it from scratch. We didn't know anything about the video game side of things at that point, and we were building it with Activision as it trailblazed forward. And from there, we were in the multiplayer gaming side, and the press tried to let me play, which was funny because they're so good and I was so bad. And they asked me what my gamer tag was, and I said, I don't have a gamer tag. Like, I haven't played, games since Atari. Like, let's just get real. And they decided to call me the COD mom. And so I'm the original COD mom. And it was in that moment that I actually continued with the wonderful people at Encompass and with Activision, and I helped them build out the first esports experience for Call of Duty World Championship. So I was taking on all of the pro players, all of the press, all of the VIPs, all of the developers, all of the staff at Activision, and it was there that I built my career. So when I wasn't doing Activision anymore, I worked on Twitch and Rocket League and Vainglory, mobile esports, and I just kind of started working with all the different pro players across the globe. And I did Blizzard, and so I think I've raised over 1,000 pro players over probably 10 gaming titles, and it grows continuously.
Amazing, amazing. I mean, when I think about all the stuff that you've done and the connections and the people that you've mentored, the pro players that you've mentored, I'm like, wow. I mean, you you will never think of a woman being in the forefront of esports, but you have done it. So tell us, how is it like in dealing with these young players? I know they are troublesome sometimes.
Li You know what? I think if I could say it in the truth, I being a mom myself, right? Like I have 20-year-old twins, and what I can tell you, like, understand the years probably prior to me being able to actually have it with them. But I've noticed one thing about pro players: they are definitely competitive. They have played a lot of games. They are there to win money. They are there to kind of find themselves, and it's in that caliber that the mom part of me was really excited to like work with them, because I got to really get deep inside of their head and their soul and trying to find out what exactly they were trying to accomplish and help happen without allowing them to feel like they were stumbling through a new experience. So, watching Nate Shot and Hector Rodriguez or Hex, Mike Rufiel, Scump, who just retired, Attach, like they taught me everything about life. I was just there to be that mom support and to make sure that they had what they needed to succeed. And that's where my greatest asset in the gaming world is. I'm the spirit inside of gaming because I can understand so much more than they can at that moment, but I'm giving them the wings to fly. And so now I'm doing it globally because I want to support everyone that wants to like find themselves in the gaming space.
You- that is amazing. I mean, when I look at you recently were at the esports awards. What can you share? Is there something for us in Africa to learn from?
100%. Do you know most people who win awards are not just from the United States? It's a global experience. And I'm seeing it grow so exponentially now that, there's no reason that the teams that are being built out in Ghana and what you're doing, it's only a matter when, not if, that these awards will be coming your direction. It's just a matter of getting you out into the global community and having them see who you are. You're hidden, and we don't want that to happen anymore. We want to showcase everything you're doing. You've been doing an amazing job at that, but esports awards has been amazing because it brings everybody together and it's truly a community event, which makes it so exciting because you get to hug people you see behind a screen and you know that you're friends with them, but you don't get to see them very often. And the coronavirus made that happen, but I think now we're back to live events. We're going to be able to do that more and more, and I'm so excited to get back to live events you know
Amazing, amazing, amazing. I mean, the questions coming keep on coming. What do
Come
you
on.
think? I mean, what? I mean, I keep on hearing people saying that, oh, esports will not really break into the global space, but I have a firm belief that it's one of the critical point. And you being there, you've seen the trajectory from the beginning to now. What do you think will be the next move in esports?
I think getting back to the basics of esports has been lost. So what I mean by that is when I did Call of P, which was a really big live event that brought out the activation for what Call of Duty was attempting from a marketing perspective and offering an activation that allowed music and it allowed 1,000 gaming stations for, I think it was Modern Warfare 2. And all of the players and all of the VIPs and the fans and the experience, having that time really helped me to understand because I was overseeing the travel side of it. So I had 200 people staying at the hotel, and they were the world. There wasn't just one nation or one group. It was a conglomeration of people from everywhere. So the esports is only the event that represents the video game or video gaming industry. So the video gaming industry is what moves us to play, to compete, to have friendships. Like that's not going to change, and the competitive edge is not going to change either. I think that we're just getting to understand how to use this money that we need to move it forward wisely, and we need to bring it back to the fans. And I think until we learn how to understand the gamer and the fans, that's what's going to make it move to that next level. We've done really well the last 12 years, but we lost a lot of it in the coronavirus. And I think that's what we need to gain back is that no matter where you are in the world, you're still a gamer and you're still part of the global community. But are you known in the global community? That's a different story.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. I mean, you had destination esports. When I think about it, the first thing that comes to my mind is tourism, esports tourism. And you've been doing that.
Yeah.
Can you tell us, can you share a little bit about destination esports?
Yeah, my goal was that I worked with travel and hospitality around the world. I've done tournaments all over the world, and I have more to do. And I think what's exciting is that there is opportunity to do live events in a lot of really cool places. And most of the travel and hospitality side, and I have 30 years in this industry now, which makes me old, but the excitement of it is that I understand it as a hotelier and as somebody in the tourism side. Like I get where the need is, but I'm so deep into the video gaming industry that I understand the need of the gamer and the fan and the developer and the publisher and the brands and and everyone in the like. So it gives me an opportunity to work to create better opportunity to travel, logistics, being able to enjoy not just a competitive esports experience, but also where you're going. If you're going to go to Ghana, you're going to go to Switzerland, you're going to go to Spain, you're going to go to Los Angeles. You want the most out of that experience, and I just kind of am behind the scenes trying to build that out so that I think about everyone who's coming to that experience, and I think about it in a way that what would I want if I was the gamer or the fan or the brand or the publisher or the influencer, like what are their expectations, and I try to meet every one of those experiences.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. Um, y- you you are also in the content creation space, and um, esports deals with you. You could drive or you could move on the pathways of becoming a content creator within the gaming space, or you could also try to be in the competitive space where you are more a pro player kind of. Where do one draw the line to say, oh, okay, I can fit well in the content creation space, and or I can fit well in the pro gaming space?
I
Are
think
there,
that
I'm trying to see, are there ways, are these pathways, do one have to choose, necessarily have to choose, or you could just become a pro player and still be a content creator?
So that's a loaded question, but let me answer it to the best of my ability. So you are only as good as the quality of what you want to do. So what I mean by that is if you want to be a pro player and you have the capability to do that, then you really put the time and energy into using that time to be the best that you can be. Now, sometimes there are gamers who take months and months to get to where they need to go, and there are gamers who are very good and have a natural capability. And it really depends on your individual wants and needs, but you've got to be realistic in that. So if you want to be a gamer and you want to do content creation, there's no saying that you can't do both, but you've got to give quality to both of those. And if you can't give quality to both of those, then pick which makes you happier, and don't do it because you have to do it. You have to think of the people or persons who are listening to you, watching you, your fan, a group that really believe in you. So you're going to fail them if you try to over succeed, and you need to have a quality of life that goes with it. So you're only as good as how well you do. And so if you're a great pro player but you suck at like content creation, don't try to be a content creator. That's just not your thing. Focus on what you love. But if you want to be a content creator, then learn the skill set to do it and do the best that you can, right? And and if you're going to be a microbiologist but you love gaming, be a microbiologist. Like don't make gaming the only thing that's out there. What you learn in gaming will excel you in whatever that desire in your heart is. And that's what I've tried to explain over the years, is that I have a great example of a guy named Tim who played Rocket League, and he was playing on the weekends because his dad was a doctor and his mom very very skilled in HR and technology, and he was playing so well that he ended up qualifying for a Rocket League championship. And he came down one afternoon, walked down the stairs. He's in Canada. And he said to his parents, "I'm getting a full ride to Rocket League championships, and I get to compete for money." And they looked at him like he'd lost his mind. And here's a kid who's got a huge high academic level. He was an A student, but he had like a huge grade point average. So he was maintaining his grades, and he was playing Rocket League on the weekends, and he was excelling at it and got qualified. Now he came to the experience because they were able to tell the dad, who was a doctor, he needs to go. He needs to experience it. And he did. He didn't win. He enjoyed the experience, but I talked to him now. He's going to become a doctor, and he's phenomenal. And I just am so respectful of him and his experience, that gaming gave him a platform to use his creativity. But he's not going to be a pro player, he's going to be a doctor. And I just am so excited for him on so many levels, because he'll still be a gamer by heart, but he's going to be a doctor for trade. and that's what he wants to do for a living.
Amazing, 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 amazing. I mean, I wasn't expecting this answer, but it seems that you're being an esports mom. You have so much within you. So we're gonna delve into a
Okay.
little bit more into kids and esports.
Okay.
Let me tell you the concept here in Africa. Here in Africa, parents think that gaming is really bad. It makes the kids retarded. It makes them drop out, and But we have to fight that to get to where we are now. That still perception and concept is still there. If you meet a parent now, what would you say about gaming to them?
I have so many stories that I would find out more about kind of what their doubts and responsibilities are to their child and what their expectations are. And I think in that actual story, I would be able to give them a lot of case studies of what I've been through and what I've seen. And I think in that parents don't understand what I understand as a parent. Let me back up is that when you see a child who games 18 hours a day, doesn't eat, doesn't shower, doesn't take care of themselves, isn't respectful to work and to create a wage, and seems lazy to the parent, that doesn't support the idea of what this parent has done to really help their child to be somebody in their mind, because they've given so much effort to raise them and to sacrifice, that if they see a child who isn't using their sacrifice to do better, it's going to disturb them in a big way. But they don't understand gaming and how it is excelling not only a strategy and thinking concept to what a child is learning, not in a school setting, but in a really functional way. The laziness is just not represented properly. And so what I try to do is to explain to them how to build out the gamer. And for instance, let's just say, like, you have a 10-year-old who you ask him to take the trash out and he will never take the trash out, but you put him in a headset and you put the boom mic on him and he's talking to 70 people in a battle royale, and he's acting like an adult and he's winning this strategic game. They don't see that this kid is transformed from a 10-year-old who can't take trash out to a really amazing creative gaming, um like Einstein, that sits in front of them. They don't understand that person. So you have to separate the child from the gamer, and you have to explain both sides of that. And they have to teach the 10-year-old that he still or she still has responsibilities to her parents, and that's not a chore. That is life. But gaming can be the fun side and rewarding side of what they do. So parents just need to be educated on what is a gamer and what are the qualifications to help raise a gamer, but keep them responsible to what the parents need from them without it being a fight. The kids that in Rocket League that I got to work with have amazing parents because they understood what that gaming piece was for their child, and so they supported it. And I have like 50 parents right now of very high level pro gamers who understand this concept, and who I hope that one day will sit down with me and have these conversations so that we can share with parents that there's a good side to gaming, but you have to understand what the expectations are. And I think that's what I'm trying to break through, is that they are absolutely right in being frustrated, but they're absolutely wrong because they're not educated properly on what gaming truly is.
Amazing. I mean, I when I meet a parent and I'm talking about, um, the first thing is we don't want our children to get be a video game addict, and I'm saying, look, wait a minute. Do you spend time with your child? Do you give them a little bit of attention of their play time? Because
Right.
in their formative years, when they are playing these games, right? At some point they wish that their parents will recognize it, right, and give them this kind of support. So I tell parents, ask your child questions about the games they are playing. How long have you played? What new level are you on? Okay, and what have you achieved? What have you discovered in the game? And even ask them stuff that they could relate to in real life by playing. So my child plays a game and I ask him series of questions after the game. What level was he on before, and what difficulty is he facing even within the game? Now he
Right.
understands that his dad knows about what he's doing, and helps him out. And this is the kind of stuff that the same concept that we're trying to use, what we call the read to play, where we want kids to read more books, discover more books, and then in turn use that to play games. And we're trying to do that with code to play, let them have the access to coding, let them have access to flight simulator, let them have access to a lot of other stuff that we can give to kids to learn. So it's wonderful
Right.
to hear from your side what parents can really do. I mean, it's
Well,
amazing.
well, and add to that, Kwesi, something that's really important that I think we miss. Gaming is creative. Not all kids are academic, meaning they don't read books. A lot of them are too bored. And what happens with that is it's not that they don't want to read a book. I'm a perfect example. I am a creative. So if you gave me a book to read, when I was really young, I could read a book. I couldn't read a book now. I don't have the bandwidth to read a book because it's not how I learn. So I learn through experience, through hands on approach. My son is the same way. He'll never be a college student. He'll be getting a trade and he'll learn something that's hands on, but he's not an academic. Now, my other son is an academic and can learn hands on, but he's very academic. So I push him in the academic way where he excels, and in my other son I teach him how to do things in a hands on approach. So I teach how they learn, and that's the problem with most parents is they think the antiquated way that it's only academic. But most kids who are gamers have some academic to them, but most of them are creative, and you can't force a creative to think like an academic or vice versa. You have to really know your child and how they learn. And once you know how that works, you can work with them to be a better student, a better tradesman, a better gamer, and then ultimately a better son or daughter based on the fact that these kids need a lot of love and a lot of hugs, but they also need tough love and they need boundaries and they need to learn through experiences that the parent can give them and to listen to them. 99% of the problem is nobody listens to them.
Amazing. Nobody listens, especially when you're a
Nobody
gamer.
listens.
Anyway, that's great. I mean, we've got some questions coming through to the YouTube page. I'll answer them a
Okay.
bit, but we just want to go for a quick break. When we come back, we'll bring you your questions. So if you have a question and you are watching, please put your question in the YouTube chat. We're gonna ask Esports Mom, the Esports Mom. She is here. So we're gonna ask her some questions when we come back. So a quick break. We turning around. We watch this video. When we come back, we will play this. Okay. All right. Where's my video? Where's my video? Okay. Go back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back to Accra Esports Week Talks. And today we having our first episode of the talk, and we're gonna shadow a lot of personalities coming through, and you always have to find out from our um, social media channels, and or in the WhatsApp pages, you get to know who is coming on, and anybody we coming bringing on to Accra Esports Talks, you know that the person is highly profiled. And once this is me, tough love from everyone. Anyway, so we talking to my mom, my mom, my mom, my mom, esports mom, the gamers mom, the global esports mom, Kim.
So
Mommy,
honored.
so you said so much. I mean, um, my next question will be, where do we draw the boundaries? You already even answered this. I don't need to answer it because it's I was going to ask about education and gaming, but I mean your last answer really answers everything about it. Um, as a mom, where do you draw the balance between gaming, fun, and education? I think you've said that. But let me just go into the YouTube chat and bring you the
Okay.
questions that people are trying to ask. So I think now people are asking a little bit about sponsorship. So
Okay.
Faith Amwa questions. Can you give us an overview of esports sponsor benefits that forms the basis of sponsorship packaging to attract sponsors to a space? So I think in a nutshell, he's talking about what are some of the benefits we can offer to sponsors to attract them to our esports space.
Okay. So here's the number one responsibility of someone who wants to either request that they get some sponsorship. I call it partnership because it's a partnership. And if they want to give a partnership, here's where the rules lie. When we deal with video gaming, we are talking about building out a relationship with the gamer. And the gamer is the one who plays the game, but you're trying to accent or help equip them with something that's going to make them a better gamer, a better son, a better daughter, a better person, a better part of the community. Sorry. So we have to look at it with three major pillars. And it's something that I do now with my clients that are really important. And it goes back to old school thinking. And that is there are three pillars. One is brand awareness. Brand awareness is where you get to introduce that brand to the gamer. You are a non-endemic at that point because you don't work within the actual industry. So you want to introduce yourself in a way that you want to know about the gamer and you want the gamer to know about you. The second thing is in that you have to also know how to market. And marketing is a basis of sales, which is the third pillar. Sales is the product in which you're trying to bring to the gamer so that it doesn't feel like, and forgive the use, but I have an iPhone. If I say to you, you need this iPhone because this iPhone's going to save you, whatever, they're going to laugh at you and say, well, what does that matter? But if I say, hey, I want to give you something and I want you to try it out and I want to see what your thoughts are on it, they can tell you right away if that's going to enhance and build out a better experience for them as an individual and as a gamer, or it won't. And you can save a lot of time in that. So, brand awareness is introduction. Marketing is what is this product or what am I giving you and how is it going to help you? But don't do it in a non authentic way. Be authentic about it, do focus groups with it, help them understand it. And then the third piece is a sales piece. Hi, I have this product. You now get it. Here's how I can give it to you with a discount or whatever. And this is what's going to help not only like make my company better, but it's also going to give you something that's going to make you feel better about being a gamer or a personal use of it. And that's where we miss things. Everything now is about marketing and they forget about everything else. Oh, I'll give you $1 million if you do all this content and give me eyeballs. Nobody cares. That's not the main thing. They want you to be an authentic brand ambassador for them. And that's how money is going to be distributed properly. Activate the experience with your five senses. If you don't do that, you're never going to be able to get the partnerships that make sense or will build out for something greater. And it's those brands like Coca-Cola who come in and they give you a product and you've tried the product and you like the product. So now it's what's new, what's exciting, how does this Coca-Cola help support you even further, right? You want the Coke because you've had it. But if you've never seen it, experienced it, it's just money being thrown at you and it doesn't even matter. It might come once, it might come twice, but it'll disappear if there's no relationship between the gamer and the consumer experience.
Amazing, 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 amazing. So, guys, brand awareness and marketing, right? You need to have
And then
that.
sales.
And sales, and sales. So get these three pillars. You have to make sure you get these three pillars. So I think Faith Amma, that question was answered. I think we have a question from Vespa Sapon. He says, "Hi, mom. What's your ideal esports event setup like?"
Well, funny enough, I'm rearranging my office right now, and my son is building me a customized PC, and I am working to create. a purchase with Samsung possibly to do the curved monitor, because not only do I have to do work all the time and I need, a bigger screen and monitor, but I'm also going to set it up with the PC. I have a laptop when I travel. I am actually starting to think about doing content, which I haven't done before. So I'm creating my backdrop. As you see, I have an amazing backdrop, but I have more in my office that I'm starting to set up. And I have my work with Roland Corporation, and we just opened up the Bridgecast, which does amazing in streaming. And I'm actually ready to create the ultimate gaming station. And so right now I'm kind of doing my research to see what that is. So as soon as I get it done, I'll come back to you, Kwesi, and we'll do an overlay of what I think is some of the best products in gaming.
Amazing, 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 amazing. Okay, all right. What the next question I'm trying to bring on board? Um, Oh, okay. Max, I'm just going to read some questions. It's a great insights from Kim, the esports mom extraordinaire. That is coming from Maximus Amatago. Maximus is the convener for esports, Accra Esports Week. Mom, you need to meet this guy. I mean, in fact,
Yeah.
this year, Max, we have to fly to Las Vegas or Los Angeles to go and meet mommy. Anyway, um,
Esports Awards.
it, you see, that is wonderful, right? I'm waiting for that one. I'm waiting for that one. I'm actually waiting for that. In fact, we need to bring you back to Ghana. We need to bring you to Ghana.
I'm ready. I'm so ready. It's awesome.
We need some big sponsor to bring mommy to Ghana. Max will make it happen for us.
All right, tell Max I'm
Anyway,
open, and I'll even try to see what I can do to help out. We'll get you
yeah.
guys. I've got to get
It,
you product. I've got to still do that. That's on my big list this year of getting you guys what you need.
All right. Thank you so much. In fact, I was hoping to have more questions coming in. This is Kojo. Nice, 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 nice. Okay, so I have my few questions. We have issues trying to get brands to really understand our space, but it seems that you've already shared that. I'm really coming back to this stream and come and take the principles that you've shared. Before we let you go, we want you to share to us your perceptions and wishes for us in Africa. What do you think should be our roadmap? Because in the next 10 to 20 years, we'll have the youngest youth in Africa. That gives us the human capital to really propel our esports space when it comes to education, entertainment, when it even comes to game development, when it comes to building esports teams, building esports arenas, having one more international tournament being organized here, even having the esports awards organized here, the building the infrastructure. I want you to share your heart out to us in Africa. What
Okay.
do you see in the crystal ball for us?
All right. So from my perspective, having had the privilege to be the global esports mom and working with pro players and brands and basically going around the world, the main thing that's missing that needs to happen is the story of those that are in Ghana. What I mean
Amazing.
by that is, right, we don't know who you are. We don't know your background. We want to know the story. Who is the guy or girl behind the gamer tag? And what are those stories? And also to support finding out how to build tourism in Ghana so that if we do a big event there, let's work together to build the destination and make it authentic so that people can travel from around the world and come to it like they could to Los Angeles or to Spain or wherever, Poland. I mean, we've done things all around the world. Ghana is no different. If you want to build the community, you need to allow us to access who those are and how you want to build the esports experience there as an event for whatever games you think are the most prized in that location. And we can work with the publisher and the developer to decipher what that is. And in that, and we start to show off who the community is. We build a small community experience, and then we build the tournaments on top of that. And that's what it takes to build a destination. And I think all of us are ready to help you get there. I think you guys started something very unique and authentic and grassroots, and you're now at a level where you're playing internationally and you're starting to show who you are. And I think that is going to give you the next steps for these brands to see that you're for real. And I think that's what was your heart and soul, Quessy, was to get just the simplicity of it out there. And now you're no joke. You have something very valuable in Ghana, and to create more in Africa, to become a force to be reckoned with as a destination. And that I will help you with every day of the week. I'm not giving up on that ever.
Thank you so much. And I would say that I mean, I always say that I'm just the BBC or the CNN from Africa Esports. Um, I'm the visibility, but behind me are great people doing the work. I mean, I would have broken down a long time ago, but behind me, the members of the association, the gaming communities, the players themselves, and everybody. But before we go, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors. The main organizer of this event is Pop Out, supported by Esports Academy in association with the Esports Association. Our media partners has been Joy FM, My Joy Online, and the Joy Multimedia Group. Our partners have been Play Province, Otium, Motherland Gaming, and I wish I can say all of them, but yes, then all the other guys who are behind the scenes doing the audio work, but these are our primary sponsors. So we want to say thank you so much, Mom, and for being with us. Definitely, we'll call you
Wonderful.
back on another episode, probably to where we dealt with kids. Oh wait, the last thing.
Okay.
We didn't talk about girls in gaming. Share a
Oh,
little bit
yeah, that's
about
right.
about girls in gaming, which we know we have a lot of girls in gaming. And what is the inspiration? You being a woman, what has really inspired you and motivated you to be in a strong and dominant space where it is controlled by mind?
You know what? None of that matters. And I think what girls need to know is that gender is only as obnoxious as you allow it to be. If the female gamers really want to come out and compete, we can either work within the realms to help them compete within their own leagues, and do it where it becomes a fun experience. Which, remember, gaming is fun, so it should never be in a position where there should be more politics than there should be more fun. So if guys want to game within the segment of being within guys, that's fine. I don't ever see that as a stress. And if girls want to create a league and begin to compete, I think they should. And I don't know that there's really any need to be equal in that. I think they can create their own experiences, because women think differently than men, and that's just the way it is. At the same token, as a community, we're one. It doesn't matter who you are, what your background is. It doesn't matter gender identity or anything. It's about being one group of gamers who can play and have fun, and really like in tune with what is needed within that destination. And I think that that means a lot. So as a woman, I never had to roar and say, I'm a woman, you need to respect me. I did a great job, and I was always strong in my ideas. I was very respectful and I listened, but I asked the same in return. And I think being that type of a person in this industry is respectful. Guys are not going to turn on women if they are, equal in treating each other, with respect. On the same token, when it comes to competition, sometimes girls can compete with the best of them, and good for them to do that, but wherever they feel most comfortable. And if there's a lot of politics that go into that, we need to educate and we need to squash it, because that's the problem, where a lot of times it's just kind of an ego driven experience. And competitiveness is amazing. Being an egotistical idiot is not okay.
Amazing. I mean, the question has always been, in developing esports for girls, should we always have girls dedicated tournaments, or we should have a mixture?
You can combine them. There's nothing wrong with that if they feel comfortable in it. But if they feel like they're being bullied and that it becomes political, That's up to the girls to decide if they want to do that. If not, then create a league that gives them empowerment and control so that they don't have to deal with the bullying, because that needs to stop. And guys just think differently, so I don't try to push people into areas that they don't feel comfortable. And the same token, there's some really amazing female gamers out there that I wouldn't mess with. They'll take on anybody, and more power to them because they're phenomenal at what they do. So it really just depends on the gamers and what makes them feel comfortable, because they should enjoy it. That's number one priority, is that it should be fun. And if it's not fun, then there's something wrong.
Amazing. Amazing. Thank you, Mom. Before we go, once we have you ask all the questions, because we need to ask. So once I have my esports mom, we're going to ask her all the questions. Banks asks, what would you want us to focus on? Team management, sponsorship, leagues and tournament, analysis, or community? So the
Oh my
first
gosh.
one is, should we focus on team management or building teams, or should we
Well, let me
focus
let
on
me
sponsorships?
Okay, so here's the deal. I'm going to treat this like a house. If you want to build a house, what is the first thing you have to do? You have to find the land, and you have to find where it is you want to live. You can't build the roof on a house if you haven't bought the land, right? So what I mean by that in the gaming space is that you have to have the community. You have to know that where you design that community, you have to have all of the foundation built for it, because your sponsor's not going to come in, or a partner's not going to come in if you don't have anything to deliver to that. So build your community, build your experiences, build your tournaments, tell us who the players are, tell us the story behind the community. And in that, when you start playing games and you do media, we have something to go on. And then as you're building out this, the partners are going to see the value, because now they know who they're dealing with and they know who they're investing in. And that's what needs to happen, kind of in order. um, of how you do things. And certainly I will help support that and try to strategically build it out with you. But I think you're doing a great job. I think you need to tell more about the community. I think you need to share Ghana as a destination and decipher how you want Ghana to be a partner with you in this. And then how do we get that out to the global community? Because I want them to embrace you just like they would any other community that they find value in, because they see that there are gamers and others that they can connect with that they never did before.
Amazing. I mean, I've never thought about it's really on point. I mean, this is wisdom, guys. This is wisdom. If you want to build a house, you have to build a foundation. If you build a roof, you don't have anywhere to put a roof. Damn, this is super insightful. I mean, everybody's saying it in the chat, and I know this video is gonna even go higher, higher, higher. Anyway, all too soon we need to bring this to a close. And thank you everyone for tuning in. I could see Barnes, I could see Vespa, I could see Maximus, I could see Kojo, was Prince from Kumasi. Hello, hey Herbert from Prey Province is in there. Thank you all for tuning in, and keep on sharing this link. This is this has been very insightful, and we thank you, um, a sports mom, for bringing us this very giving us opportunity to enter into your space, and also being with us this evening. We thank you so much. We know we're going
I'm
to
honored,
work a
Jesse.
little bit more behind the scenes. I know we are trying to do a lot of stuff, and definitely Destination Esports Ghana will be on the agenda 2023. So all of you be
I'm going
looking
to
out
add
for it.
one thing, Jesse. I'm going to add one thing. I'm now the Ghana esports mom. So there you go.
We're gonna bring you to Ghana and have that Ghana Esports Mom tournament. Anyway, that's gonna be wonderful. That's gonna be
You got it, sir.
definitely gonna bring you to Ghana. I mean, this year we see you in Ghana.
That's
Have a
a deal.
wonderful party with all the kids, with all the pro players, with all the ladies and all the girls. Thank you so much, everyone, and thank you also, guys, for tuning in. We know that we data is expensive, but you've logged on. Watch out for more than 45 minutes. We appreciate the love. Keep on sharing.
Yeah. Thank you.
Until the next time, you know what it is? It's Accra Esports Week, and we are continuing the Esports Week. Even though it's a week, we've extended it into a month. And by the end of this month, we want to make sure that we bring you all the knowledge, all the insight about esports that you want to hear about. Okay, thank you, and we God bless you wherever you are. Stay forever blessed. Bye bye bye.